On the Vibe Kage here, and well, here we going with part two because, well, I was trying to hopefully change it from the Chunin exams, but I feel like maybe the spices are just right. So Chunin exams just has Naruto's team as the extra. Everything else will kind of just play out the same with the matchups and the following. I'm just subbing in the what would be the sound getting. So when Orochimaru gives a hickey to Sasuke, it's just Kabuto's team that would be the ones to examine him. So yeah, continuing on with the what if. This is where, or I'm last picking it up. Inoichi, Ino's dad, who he's heard just enough of this brat badmouth the Kage. He clearly has been brainwashed, so he does his mind transfer jutsu. Enters Naruto's mind. Oh boy. The moment he's in there, he sees Naruto, and then a kid Naruto who just points towards a hallway with a light. As Inuichi, for some reason, he just follows it. As then the kid smirks, his face turns into darkness, his eyes just turn pure red. As then the room starts to crumble. Inuichi realizes, oh shit, this is my only way out. As he books ass down this corridor. As he comes face to face with the Kyuubi, Kurama, who, he's still in his cage. He's just chuckling to himself as he sees this ninja, as he tells him,
"You've made a mistake coming into a place where you are not wanted."
As above him falls Naruto. But when Naruto falls, he falls down with a slicing motion of a katana in hand, which this cuts Inoichi just deep enough to where he will spit out blood, and then he gets sent back into his body. When he gets back into his body, he spits out blood in real life and falls to the ground. Everyone's just like, what the fuck? As Naruto pulls out one of his blades, the demonic chakra starts to escape Naruto even more. As this is when Utakata and Yukimaru, and I finally thought of a name for the ice wielding swordswoman, and I'm just gonna go with Rukia because why not? I like Rukia as a character. She had snow abilities, ice abilities, so I feel like it's fair enough. Fuck it. So, Rukia. Ow, my back. I gotta pop in. Shit. Anyway, as I was going on with the what if, Rukia, Utakata, Yukimaru, all three of them just group hug Naruto, slowly calming him down. They're explaining to him it doesn't matter what they're doing, like what they're saying. They're here in the name of the Mizukage. Come on, Naruto. Or Menma. My bad. They say Menma. Come on, Menma. You're not like this. You're acting probably like how they think that Naruto person is. But you're no longer with the Leaf. You're the Mist Village. You'll always be part of the Mist Village. As Naruto's grip loosens, the Kyuubi chakra subsides. A single tear falls down out of his right eye. As Naruto's saying he's sorry, he turns over to the ramen shop owner. He bows his head as he's saying, my apologies for, making you think that I was someone else. My name is Menma Uzumaki, not Naruto. As Inuichi, he's out cold, but this is when, Hinata, Jiraiya, and Tsunade, they're all here trying to explain who Naruto is and how he's the son of the fourth. Yes, he raped my mother. No, he didn't. Your mom's name is Mito. No, it's Kushina. It's Mito. The fox told me. As the moment he says this, Jiraiya's eyes just narrow. As this is what, Jiraiya said. So you're gonna believe a damn demonic fox over your own godfather? As Naruto looks at him confused, as he just says, you look like a washed up old man who has absolutely nothing and no relations to me. Well, this fox you bad talk about has a name. His name is Kurama. Not only that, but he is the reason why I live. He heals me, he protects me. He showed me how to use my jutsus, how to use my yin-yang release, how to do something that only the Sage of Six Paths was known to do. And you are nothing to me. You might be a Sanin. I know your name. The title of Jiraiya, the perverted hermit who wrote those disgusting books with no taste. As Jiraiya gets a tick mark above his forehead, he's pissed off that Naruto's insulting his art. As this is when Rukia calls Naruto. Does that mean you read those books? As Naruto sweat drops, as he's just saying, no. I did not. I just read a review about them, and the review was very, very, as Rukia, she slowly starts to pull out one of her swords, as Utakata's saying, hey, you two, no, calm down. As, Utakata points to Tsunade, and he's saying, you and I will have to have a talk. I'm his sensei for right now. He points to Jiraiya, he pulls out his bubble blower, he blows out one really big-ass bubble that goes towards Jiraiya. Jiraiya laughs at this, so, he tries to poke it, but he falls through, and then the bubble just flies upwards and goes into the sky. And there he shall stay for the next, 24 hours. Utakata saying he doesn't want Jiraiya's bad habits to rub off on his students, as this is where he tells Menma that, as of right now, go back to the hotel room with your teammates, and until I, or, he points straight to Tsunade, her, and only her, come to the room. Until then, no one is allowed. Use your privacy seals for whatever. As, this is when Sasuke would try and call out to Naruto, saying, hold up! Right here, right now! Naruto! Don't think you can just walk away. As, he's saying, yeah, don't know who you are. Body flickers away. As the other three disappear, Tsunade just sighs and disappears. The Leaf are kinda spreading this fast. Other ninjas who were there for the Chunin exams have heard about this. So this is quite strange. Orochimaru, he damn near lost his mind in hilarity due to what he had just heard of Naruto. And then something that he said very interesting. The boy said yin yang release. Something about the sage? Well, Naruto, I'm gonna have to test out this power. And if I think I could help nurture this of yours, then maybe you are worthy of getting one of my gifts. Of course, Naruto, he shudders for a second, and then he looks towards the distance of where Orochimaru would be. As Orochimaru is using binoculars, as Naruto's eyes glow red, and thanks to Kurama's chakra, he's able to pinpoint Orochimaru. He focuses on his finger just a single red line, and then just throws it at super high speed. And it is a red Senbon needle that is flying at Orochimaru. Orochimaru's just like, what the? As it approached at high speeds that he couldn't, once he removed the binoculars, he squinted to see, is it really, what is the end? Boom! It pierced his shoulder, going all the way through. And unfortunately for Orochimaru, that the reason why it was red is because it was burning with Kyuubi chakra. Very venomous to people, if you will. As the puncture wound now starts to show signs of burning, scorched marks. As deep in the bones and the muscles and the nervous tissue, the burn is starting to spread out slowly throughout his arm. Eventually, it consumes his whole shoulder. Orochimaru will be in quite a amount of agony now, so he decides, fuck Kabuto.
Help.
as this is not something he thought Naruto could do. They asked Naruto what's going on, is Naruto saying, I don't know. I thought I felt a snake watching us. As they would leave, of course, the Anbu, no one else could sense this. Due to Naruto's very, very refined QB control. We go into the hotel room where Naruto, he's with his two teammates as Rukia, she's getting ready. She's in her bunny pajamas as the moment she stepped out, Naruto had a slight blush on his face as he scratches his cheek and tries to look away. Rukia sees him, she gets close to him and says, what's wrong? As Naruto is just like, you just make a really cute bunny, that's all. As she blushes, as she hugs Naruto, she rests her head on his shoulder, as all she says is, Naruto, I'm really glad you're part of the Hidden Mist. Hey, I said Naruto, damn. Menma, I'm really glad you're part of the Hidden Mist, as this is when Yukimaru, he sighs, as he's saying he's gonna go get some food, just down the hall from the vending machine. If they wanted anything to let him know, they said they're good, as Rukia decides to snuggle next to Naruto, pushing him to the bed and kind of forcing him to cuddle, as Naruto was not gonna say no. Him and Rukia are something, I guess you could say. Not really official, but official. Now we continue on. I like this song. Me too, should semi. No. No, actually. There we go. My bad, guys. I was changing the song. Fuck, I'm yawning again. Anyway, Yukimaru, he goes down the hall, and he's at the vending machine when he's getting in some snacks. He's getting himself a few candy bars, something to snack on while he waits for Utakata to return. As behind him, he senses it coming, so he tells him not to. As she stops right before she touches his shoulder, she wanted to ask him a question because she's been curious. This isn't normal. She could have sworn that he died, so what's up with this? As it's Sakura who asks Yukimaru. First she introduces herself as Sakura Haruno, member of Team Kakashi, Team 7 from the Hidden Leaf, and former teammate of Naruto Uzumaki. As, he nods and he's saying, cool, that has nothing to do with me, as he tries to walk away. She stops him nicely and politely as she's saying, wait, your teammate, he's Naruto. He has the whisker marks, he has the blonde hair, he has the blue eyes. He looks like the fourth Hokage, probably because he raped his mother. No. As, Sakura pulls out something that she should not have, but yeah, she pulls out the birth record of Naruto Uzumaki to show Minato and Kushina. It does say Minato Namikaze and Kushina Uzumaki. She hands this to Utakata and says, please, just give this to Naruto. It doesn't seem like he knows. Dad saying that the fox inside of him pushed him out before he could tell Naruto anything. Before he could tell him the truth about Minato, about his dad, he just straight up throws it straight into the trash can. Yeets the file sideways, just chucks the bitch, as all he's saying is, yeah, we don't care. It doesn't matter if he was Naruto Uzumaki. We know him, and we love him for who he is. And what happens between him and your Hokage is up to them. As this is when, Yukimaru decides to bust out something that he knows that he shouldn't, but he admits that he knows about Naruto Uzumaki and how he died in the Hidden Mist, how there was a bridge named after him. He even met the bridge builder, an Inari. He got descriptions of Naruto, everything. He eventually found out, some dried blood around the explosion. They did find his jacket and did have some dried blood too. So they collected samples. Well, by they I mean Yukimaru. He then would also take DNA from Naruto when he would be asleep or just whenever, honestly. It's not really a bad thing. As, he got a match. The match shows that it is the same person. So Yukimaru knows that Naruto and Menma are the same person. But he doesn't really care. Naruto has no memory of who he was, which means, in a sense, Naruto Uzumaki did die. Naruto Uzumaki is not here right now. There is no Naruto. Who he is the name Menma. That's his new persona. That's who he is. There's no sign of anyone else. Maybe he might be very similar to your Naruto, but I'm just telling you now. Menma is a hidden mist shinobi. His loyalty is to the Mizukage, who pretty much raised him like a second mother. Now, there are some things about her that say she does like younger men, but I don't really care. Their relationship is none of my concern. All I see is the Mizukage's happy, Naruto's happy, and thus the hidden mist village is much more fruitful and bountiful. He doesn't say it, but, he does realize if it wasn't for Naruto, he wouldn't have the power he has now. He wouldn't be the Three Tails. So, he even says, your Naruto, our Menma, they might as well be the same person, but ultimately the decision is his. Not yours, not mine. But, if there is one thing I do know, is from what I've been able to gather from the reports of Naruto Uzumaki before his death being put into the Hidden Leaf, you guys treated him very, very fucked up. Calling him a demon child. Oh, I know much more. See, my mother, Guren, was also a shinobi. She hated Minato Namikaze very passionately. But she knew Naruto, and Naruto was not him. She knew the resemblance, and she could easily see that if she wanted to, she could kill him. There'd be no suspicions about it. It'd just be the end of the Namikazes. But his mother knew better. His mother knew that, she had crystal style and Yukimaru has crystal style. They inherited a rare bloodline ability from him, and, the kid right now is a blank slate. Minato is loyal to the Hidden Leaf, but this kid might have some power. This kid might be useful to the Hidden Mist. So get to know him or see what he likes, and see if you can get him on your side. Eventually, this is how the Hidden Mist would think of it long before it all just became to them loving Naruto, or Menma, if you will. It's really tricky to go back and forth with that, but I digress. As, they can't help but to love our protagonist because protagonist plot armor. So yes, this is where things get more interesting, as he then looks at Sakura and saying, Naruto Uzumaki. He places a hand on his chin as he's saying, abandoned at an orphanage at the age of 4, lived in his own house where they pretty much let him live alone. No one took care of him. All the situations were much worse in the Hidden Mist. Yet we were a strong sense of community with Naruto. He knew struggle. So there was no need for us to hate him. In a sense, we all could share the same pain of not knowing when our next meal was coming from. But you clearly do not have that. As, he starts to walk away again. As Sakura is not moving, she's kind of shooketh, knowing that this guy knew and had said nothing. As then he's saying, oh, there's a reason why the Mizukage has him sealed. She also believes that Naruto is the son of Kushina rather than Mito. Our Mizukage is quite the intelligent woman. As they walk away, he walks away, Sakura's left to stand there. Now we cut to Utakata and Tsunade. There's no Anbu in the Hokage room. There's a bunch of privacy seals, no Anbus, root members, nothing. As, the two are pouring down their 5th cup of sake. They're laughing, having a good time. As, of course, the Slug Princess and the Slug Jinchuriki are gonna be vibing, my guy. As, Utakata, he explains everything that he knows about Naruto, or in his case, Menma. How, like him and Yukimaru, he's a Jinchuriki. And it's funny, you can add up his 6 tails and the kid's 3 tails, and boom, you have the 9 tails like that brat. But we're not even on his level. As Tsunade's just like, what? On paper, we have him as a Genin, but if anything, he's probably a Kage level, if not greater. He takes his shot as Tsunade takes hers. As, she laughs and sings, so what, is he gonna be the next Mizukage after Mei? As Utakata saying, exactly. As, Tsunade stops pouring her drink and stops pouring Utakata's drink. His cup is still empty and hers isn't. She takes hers as she looks at him and she's saying, okay, despite him being born in the Hidden Leaf, the son of the 4th Hokage and another Leaf member of Kushina Uzumaki, he belongs to the Hidden Leaf, As Utakata swipes the bottle, drinks it in one go, slams it empty, as then he looks at Tsunade, and his eyes start to flare yellow, as, he says this, Naruto belongs to no one. He is free to choose of his own according. As of right now, he serves the mists. As Tsunade scowls and she leans in saying, yeah? He's saying, yeah. As, this is when Utakata is saying, after the tuning exams, when he passes, we'll ask him. We'll make an arrangement between you and the Mizukage. We'll let Naruto decide what village he goes to. As, she's saying, and why would I do that? Because he then brings out how Mei has pretty much made Naruto an honorary hidden shinobi. So if they were to take him, it would be stealing a Mist Shinobi, since Naruto Uzumaki was classified as dead. They might not have been able to bury a body, but they still have a grave. They have it on record that Naruto is dead, and they have a record of Menma being alive. So, Naruto is alive in the mist and dead in the leaf. And that's how it just is. As, Utakata, he sits back, his arms are crossed. As Tsunade just scowls at him, she sits back in her chair, my bad. As, she brings out another bottle. As she pours 2 more cups. As, Utakata nods, she nods, they both grab a cup. Clink, drink. As they have decided that, after this tuning exams are over, they will decide for Naruto to become the new, no, not to become the new, but for Naruto to choose which village he would want to be in. Return to the Hidden Leaf where he was born. He grew up here. He would love to come here. Or would he go back to the Hidden Mist, where he's not even had a few years to live there? As, Tsunade is confident, but then, she starts to think about it because she's a little bit drunk of all the things that pushed her away. And then she starts thinking of Naruto, and then she realizes, ah, shit, we're not gonna get back our Nine Tails. As Utakata laughs, as he's saying, yup. As, he grabs the bottle and he starts drinking it straight. Tsunade's saying, shit. As, she reaches over. Utakata decides to have some fun. The man's drunk and he's saying, sure. As he walks over to Tsunade, he takes another swig. He lifts up Tsunade's, chin, decides to plant a kiss, where the two exchange a sake mouthful kiss. We time skip about 2 hours later. Tsunade and Utakata, they naked. They are covered in sweat and sake and bodily fluids as, they're both panting. Utakata is using Saiken's chakra to help rebuild his energy, as Tsunade is tapping into the strength of 100 seals. As, they're looking at each other and saying, round 6. Saiken nods. Well, kinda, yeah. Utakata's semi-conscious right now. So, yeah, Saiken, he's tagging in. As this time he decides to use more of his special PHC acid that is very much working like a special aphrodisiac lubricant. So, yeah. This would continue on for another 3 hours as, the privacy seal gets taken down by Jiraiya because he's just like, oh, come on. As, it's Nani? Yeah. Anyway, where was I going with this? Jiraiya, he would take down the seal as on the desk you would see Tsunade snuggled up to Utakata. As, Jiraiya damn near blows up the building with a giant Astro Singan. It's not until not Tsunade, but Shizune would hit Jiraiya with 2 needles to the back, paralyzing his body. As, he's just with his hand outstretched halfway through, trying to charge up a rusting on to hit Utakata. As Shizune saying, Lady Hokage! As Tsunade would wake up with a hangover, Utakata is just like, oh, fuck. What happened? As, he feels something on his body. The two look at each other and scream, realizing what had happened. We cut to, we'll leave that little thing stewing as Jiraiya's foaming at the mouth with rage. As, Utakata just like, yeah, nope, grabs his stuff and just turns into water, disappears. Tsunade is just like, fuck. As Shizune is just like, the elders will be here in 5 minutes. As Tsunade is just like, oh, fuck. As, she's saying, tell them to meet me upstairs. As, she's saying, why? Saying, just say Jiraiya's in here. And he got beating or something. Shizune lies and, she goes. As, Jiraiya's just like, Tsunade, why? As, Tsunade's just like, well, I got really drunk. As, she grabs her head and she's saying, and I have a hangover, Jiraiya. Don't start shit right now. As, Tsunade tries to walk, but she's, limping pretty badly. Jiraiya has anime tears going down his eyes as he's just like, no, it should have been me. I should have clipped them cheeks. As, Utakata, he's jumping from rooftop to rooftop, barely having his robe on. As, his legs stumble, he falls into a tree. As, he's just like, damn. My legs, my knees, not enough power. Saiken, I need your chakra. As, he tries to make a mental link with Saiken. As Saiken's just sleeping. As, it lifts up one eye. As it's saying, nah, no can do. We deposited most of our chakra inside of Tsunade last night. As Saiken goes back to sleep. As Utsukata's just like, fuck. Wait. Inside? Saiken, please tell me we use protection. If by protection you mean you had your bubble horn and Tsunade had a sword near her cheer, then yes, you guys both had protection with you. But if you're talking about a condom, oh dear God, no. You two were like slugs in heat with how much you guys were exchanging your fluids. As Utakata's just like, I don't need the visual of slugs. But, Saiken chuckles as he's saying, but here's the memory. As Utakata face turns red, as he's just like, oh dear God, the Mizukage is going to kill me. As, Saiken chuckles, saying, I don't know, I think you might have just made a peace treaty between you and the leaf. As Utakata's just like, damn it. We now cut to Naruto's team going into the building where they would go. They were kind of annoyed that Utakata never showed up, but it's time for the Chunin exams. So, yeah. Naruto, Rukia, and Yukimaru, they would do quite well on the written exams, with Rukia getting 100% on everything, acing everything. Yukimaru would get a solid 6 questions right, written, and then the final test he'd still pass. As Naruto legit left everything blank and just wrote Naruto Uzumaki because he found out something very interesting. It's what the guy said. Starting right now, you are at 100. Excuse me. As he figured out a slight loophole to, Ibuki's special exam. As, while yes, the test starts off at 100%, you have to gather information. He realized this is a test to cheat. And if you get caught cheating, it's over. So, I just won't get caught cheating. So he leaves his test blank, because he's not going to cheat. Naruto actually just sits there, looking at the test, and he would pretend to be writing and everything. People would notice that he's not really answering anything around him. Hinata's, she's 2 rows behind Naruto. She's using her Byakugan, and she sees that Naruto, he's left his thing blank. Of course, Ino would still copy off of Sakura to help Choji and Shikamaru and all that good jazz. But at one point, she is tempted to enter the mindscape of Naruto. Well, she was just about to, but then she remembered what her father had said. She's thinking maybe because it's her, Naruto won't attack. So she does it anyway. And she enters the mindscape. Now this is what is different. As when she enters, Kurama is currently sleeping, so Kurama couldn't, intercept it and scare her off. So Ino actually enters Naruto's mindscape. In his memories, his mind, everything. And this is what she sees. A door. With something called memories. And it's sealed very, very tightly. She can't open it for shit. So, she just makes a mental note of it. And then she sees, chained down, a Naruto who is covered in darkness. You can't really see his face. As this Naruto, his eyes open, glowing red eyes, as he chuckles, as he's saying, oh, I know you. You're one of Sasuke's groupies. As he rushes towards her, only to be bounded by the chains and yanked back towards the wall, slamming very hardly, as he cries out and curses the name of Kurama and Menma, as, she's confused on what is he, as he's saying, I'm the thing that the leaf gave the boy before he died. Something so powerful and so strong that they had to hold me back, because if not, we would have made the boy destroy your damn village! As Ino's confused, she's backing away. She's saying, who are you? As he just chuckles as he says,
I am the darkness of Naruto that the hidden leaf gave him. I am all his hate, and I want to destroy you.
as this is when he would get shot by a blast of blue chakra, pushing him into the wall, slamming him and making him fall unconscious as, you know, a guy wearing a mask would grab Ino's hand and casually guide her out. You know, they're in a clearing where the bridge is, the great bridge of Naruto Uzumaki, as he removes his mask to show Naruto, or not Naruto. He simply introduces himself as Menma, and he tells her, you know, her father, when he did this, Kurama intercepted and gave him enough time to attack her father. Now, he does not know anything about her. The other guy might, but as long as he's chained down, the two aren't the same. They're not the same person, and that's how it's gonna be. As Ino was about to say, wait, no, as he sticks out his hand and he's saying goodbye, pushes her out of the mindscape, which causes Ino to jump up, like in the middle of the test, as, you know, Ibuki's saying, oh, did you get enough beauty sleep, princess, or are you finally here to be an actual ninja? As she scowls at Ibuki, and she looks towards Naruto, who Naruto, he's not saying anything. You know, Shino and Choji are just like, wait, what the hell happened? As, you know, they would write her down for this. As we now get to the ending in the whole cowardice test. You know, people are still dropping out. Is everything. You know, not much has changed until roughly the same amount of time has passed, like in canon, where this is where Medma yawns. You know, he gets up. You know, he stretches. He cracks his back. As then he looks out towards the window. And, you know, to the surprise of everyone, snaps. The glass seemingly breaks. And, you know, Anko, you know, she enters the room before she could break the glass. As she's just like, hey, wait, what? My fancy entrance. As, you know, she tried to throw her pins up or to have her banner come up, but they didn't actually land. They kind of stayed suspended in air. So, you know, she lands, and then she's saying, huh? Because the things are not set up properly. And then Naruto snaps his fingers again as the blanket falls all over Anko. Naruto lets out a chuckle as he sits back down and he puts his feet on the desk. You know, everyone's just like, wait, what the fuck? As, you know, Rukia, she smiles as she's thinking, oh, Naruto, you goof. As flames erupt from the thing, the blanket tarp. It burns as Anko's pissed. You know, she throws a kunai towards Naruto. Naruto would just casually catch it with just 2 fingers. As then he puts some pressure, and then the kunai would break just from the grip of his 2 fingers. Everyone was just shocked. Even Anko was just kind of thrown back by this, as she's just like, oh shit, that wasn't what I was trying to think of. As Naruto lifts up the broken kunai, it's floating up in the air right now. Naruto just sticks out his hand casually, focuses chakra on just his fingernails, swipes downward. The kunai would break apart, falling in perfect Taz, as then a delayed reaction. A giant slash mark would appear on the wall, ceiling, and floor right in front of Naruto, cutting at least 3 feet deep into the actual line. As everyone was just like, wait, what? As Rukia, in her mind, she's just like, oh, he's so cool. As Yukimaru was just like, oh, this show off. As Naruto's just like, that's how you intimidate someone. As you know, three teams decide to dip out right away. They're like, nope, 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 just nope. This man just cut air and the wall without a sword. I don't know how he do that. He broke the kunai with just catching it in his fingers. I'm a Genin, man. That monster right there can come back anytime and wreck my shit. But if I drop out now, I don't have to deal with him. I doubt he will lose this round. So I'll come back next year where I have a better chance of not dying. You, Masked Ninja, you're gonna win this. You know, as the ninjas leave, terrified of Naruto. Where was I? Sorry, I had to go get my clothes from the dryer and put my clothes from the washer into the dryer. Doing laundry, yay! As shit. Remember Anko, the teammates leaving? They were encouraging Naruto. Now that was pretty much it. As we now cut to, Anko explaining the force of death to everyone, the whole Heaven Earth Scroll shebang, and Naruto would get an Earth Scroll. Him, Rukia, and Yukimaru would understand that they need a Heaven Scroll and proceed to leave. Now, this is where our timeline changes, with Naruto and his teammates instantly wiping out the Rain Ninja, who, they were fodder, who tried to attack Sasuke, Naruto, and Sakura at the beginning. They had a Heaven Scroll, so death already, boom, Mission Tower, even before Gaara. As you see, they waste no time. So, yes, they beat Gaara. Gaara's team would arrive about 2 hours later. So, yes. Now, this is where Orochimaru would still attack Sasuke, Sakura, and Sai. But with the added benefit of, Sai not being a douchebag and leaving them. So, Sai actually does try and help fight back. He proceeds to get his shit slapped by Orochimaru. Sakura surprises Orochimaru when she hits him with the multi-shadow snake strike, as he then realizes, oh, so you must be my precious student's own little disciple. How is Anko doing? As, Sakura would try extra hard in this fight to, have something for Anko, at least be able to sell her teacher. She was able to land something on Orochimaru, not just her getting her shit slapped, because Sasuke's getting his shit slapped too. Both of them, even working together and in tandem, cannot do much, but they do impress Orochimaru more than originally in canon. Now, so much so that Orochimaru decides, Haruna, Sakura, you were mighty more impressive than I thought you'd be. You were much more entertaining. So, while my gift to Sasuke is on a much greater scale, please do accept this unexpected gift. As a shadow clone of Orochimaru spurts its head out of the ground, wrapping around both Sasuke and Sakura, creeping them both out, as a snake shoots out of his mouth, and that snake shoots out two snakes that bites into Sasuke and Sakura. Sasuke would still get the Curse of Heaven seal, as now Sakura would get a, curse mark, but not as potent as the Heaven or Earth seal. A little bit less weak than the Sound 4, but just so you know where I'm going with it. As they both fall unconscious, Orochimaru laughs, as this is when Anko and Kakashi would show up. And Orochimaru was thinking, oh, this is perfect. As this is when fucking Jiraiya shows up too, and Orochimaru's just like, oh shit, maybe not. Well then, I hope you enjoyed dealing with my two new gifts. As he causes a he he weaves a simple hand sign, causing the curse mark on Anko's neck to violently react, spewing out its chakra, almost like a self-destruct in a sense. As the expulsion of Orochimaru's chakra goes out into the air, causing Anko to pass out too. This is actually also kind of like a leak in a gas tank, if you will. So, all of Anko's chakra, along with Orochimaru's chakra, are being spewed out of her body because of this. As the eruption of chakra, it spreads towards where Sasuke and Sakura were, which is what he was trying to go for. In a sense, this is redistributing the power that Anko had into the other two curse marks, giving them a little bit more oomph. So, yeah. Sasuke and Sakura would still be passed out. Now we go to a time skip where, Sasuke, Sakura, they're already at the tower. For the sake of simplicity, Sai was able to get Orochimaru's Earth Scroll, so they had Heaven and Earth. They were able to do 2 seals on Sasuke and Sakura, similar to how Kakashi made them, but slightly more potent thanks to Jiraiya being there. Anko was hospitalized due to the chakra exhaustion that she suffered because of Orochimaru. Kakashi wants to stab Orochimaru over and over again. Have his lightning hands, make a few lightning kicks. Kakashi's refining the whole Chidori idea within his mind, thanks to him starting to get into a dark thought of how to get Orochimaru to scream out in agony. Which this would in tandem work with Sasuke. So, yes, we're going with that. Anyway, our matches are pretty much the same, with the slight difference of when it comes to people dropping out, it would be Sakura, Kabuto, and Ino. Now, Ino, you might ask why. Well, she just doesn't want to fight right now. She doesn't see the need to fight. As we would go into our normal brackets with Sasuke fighting who he fights, winning. Everything's going pretty much to the same length. So when we get to the Kiba and Naruto fight, well, it's Kiba Menma, Naruto would land. He would be wearing his shinobi mask. As Kiba would land, and he's saying, "You're gonna fight me with that mask on, Naruto?" As he remains silent, as this is the one and only time Rukia speaks up to the Rookie 12, as she says, his name is Menma. You might know him as Naruto, but Menma? Well, he's perfectly fine killing you all. As, he gets into a stance and he pulls out his 2 swords. He goes into a double-wielding motion, as once his left-handed sword points downward, as his right sword points upward. Chakra starts radiating from both blades as he starts to spin him furiously in both hands. Without saying a single word, all Naruto does is the chakra blades spin more ferociously. Wind is starting to build up around Naruto. The power around his swords are growing more and more. As he rushes in, Kiba did not see him. It was just a quick blip out of existence. There was an after image, of course, as, the wind stopped down weirdly, even though he was still spinning. As above Kiba in the middle of the air, Naruto yells, "Getsuga Jujitsu!" as he does a double cross attack. So, launching his down towards Kiba. Kiba barely dodges out of the way, as, Akamaru didn't have a chance to before 3 Senbon needles pierce its body, sending it down. Now, Akamaru's not dead. It just hit, paralyzing Akamaru. Kiba was about to rush towards Akamaru, but Naruto would be right in his face, lifting up a knee, causing Kiba to jump into the air. Now, at that same moment, Naruto weaves more hand signs as he lifts up his right palm, and a giant blue orb forms. Now, this is not the Rasengan, this is just a regular, chakra sphere. As all of a sudden, it turns small, as then he's saying, Yin Yang release, Keki! As he pushes his palm straight towards Kiba, and a shockwave forms, sending him back. Now, this is also special in the sense that it's a two-parter, as yes, the chakra orb does hit Kiba, but then Naruto weaves one hand sign, as markings start to appear around Kiba. Now, Kiba grabs his throat, as he's saying, why is it getting hard to breathe? It feels like I'm being choked. As Naruto is saying this is his Geki Jutsu, as, it's supposed to make you feel like you're being choked out. Now, he tells Kiba, he put his dog in a temporary state of, suspended animation. As long as Kiba, surrenders now, he could save Akamaru. He won't die because Geki's not supposed to kill them. It's just supposed to put them in a choke-like state. It will stop once he is unconscious, because right now the point of Geki is to choke them out using their own chakra. So as long as Kiba stays conscious, he'll be choked out of his own chakra. But if he falls asleep, then the jutsu's over, since he's no longer conscious enough to weave chakra. So, Naruto, he's just smiling as, well, you can't tell behind the mask, but he smiles as he then asks Kiba, are you going to surrender, or will it be the life of your pup? As, Kiba just barely can mutter out, I give. As Naruto releases it, the blue aura around Kiba dies down, as Naruto would go towards Akamaru, pull out the 3 Senbon needles, pull out a little green pill, put it in Akamaru's mouth. Akamaru would swallow it. He would perk back up. He would look at Naruto timidly, and then just casually sniff his hand, wag his tail, and proceed to lick Naruto's palm. Naruto would scratch Akamaru's head, showing no ill intent. He even apologizes to the pup for, doing him like that. He just didn't want to actually touch the dog to hurt it. He felt just 3 simple needles would have been enough. As, he looks to Kiba, as Akamaru barks at him, wagging his tail. As Kiba's confused at how Akamaru is just so calm, as Kiba then realizes Naruto could have just killed them all right away. Especially with that first attack. If he wanted to, he could have just shot it point blank and slashed Kiba through with the attack. But no. Kiba, he tightens his fist that he realizes that Naruto probably didn't even use a 5% of his power against him. I mean, yeah, I'm down. We are over 18, so we are allowed to, so don't worry about this. Anyway, continuing on, to end this what if, because I guess, yeah, let's cover a simple fight, which would have been Neji versus Hinata. See, Hinata in this before, she thinks this is the perfect time for her to, show her mettle, show her training that's pulled off. Neji, of course, won't be as kill ready in this due to one simple thing. He doesn't think remember, Naruto is the one who kind of helped push Hinata to get Neji to that killing blow. Encouraging over and over again. If she would have just surrendered, it would have been fine. So, when Hinata's pushed down the first time, she does refuse to quit. Neji would, damage her again. Hinata, before she could say I quit, she would just fall unconscious, not having the extra source of Naruto's encouraging voice for power. So, yeah, Neji smirks to himself, but to the surprise of many, Naruto would body flicker into the arena. He would turn over Hinata, pull out that same little green pill that he gave Akamaru, and let Hinata eat it. Hinata, she sits awake, no damage whatsoever. As, she looks at Naruto and she's about to hug him, Naruto sticks out his hand saying, it's not what you think. As he looks towards Neji, he removes his mask and he smirks at him. And he's saying, well, I can tell you were holding back a lot in your fight. I can't wait to fight you, Neji Hyuga. As Naruto would body flicker back into, his area, as Rukia's scowling at him, saying, why'd you help that girl? As Naruto just shrugged his shoulders. He's just like, body kind of just moved on its own. As Rukia seeing, as she grabbed Naruto, pulled him in, and gave him a kiss on the lips. Now this is in front of everyone. Hinata sees this too, as Naruto's eyes widen a little bit, but he closes them, enjoys the kiss. When Rukia pulls away, Naruto saying, wait, what was that for? As Rukia just shrugs and saying, I don't know, body moved on its own. As Naruto, he just gives her a grin, she gives him a grin. Hinata feels conflicted, as she does realize there is a huge part of Naruto's life that is in the Hidden Leaf, and a huge part of his life that is in the Hidden Mist. And right now, he's coming from the Hidden Mist. So she's thinking of ways to try and help Naruto join the Hidden Leaf. But she thinks she can outbeat Rukia right now because bust-wise. But unbeknownst to Hinata, Naruto is I guess you could say, a distinguished fellow, as he does prefer peaches over melons, if you get my drift. So, yes. You know what? I'm gonna end this because, I feel like this is a good stopping place just after the Neji Hinata fight. I mean, in case you're wondering how the fight is gonna go with Shikamaru and Choji, Shino and all that, don't worry. Don't worry. We still have time. As I end my what if, I hope you guys like, comment, share, bet, as actually our next fight is going to be Rukia versus Shino. Just for the sake of, the good. As, Shino, he would go tell Hinata, once I win this, I will fight Neji in your honor. As Rukia is just like, I guess I get to freeze Bug Boy now. And I'm gonna end it there.